Hello and welcome to the most beginner-friendly kaftan tutorial on YouTube. This kaftan dress is absolutely gorgeous but very simple to cut and sew. You will be able to execute this project regardless of your level of expertise. Okay, let's start right away. I'm using this mesh fabric because I want mine to be a beachwear. For a structured look like the one on the thumbnail, use a thick fabric. So I have folded my fabric into 4. What I have here is my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 10 inches. Mark 3 inches at the top of the fabric. This will serve as your border and also be the part that folds out in front and at the back. Pardon my fabric, my markings just won't show. So I tried different colors of chalk. It was the same thing, but I will highlight all my markings so it's easy to see and follow. After that, rule across. From that line, mark your desired length. If you want a midi, long or short length, mark that. I'm using the entire length of the fabric because I want it to be long, so I don't need to mark down. Now, mark your hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches. The extra inches is for ease when wearing the dress because butterfly kaftans rarely have zips. I'm left with 5 inches for the butterfly effect. So mark the total measurement you have, that is your hip divided by 4 plus 2 to the hem. Connect with your ruler. After, mark your arm opening from the 3 inches. I marked my arm depth, which is 7 inches, and added extra 2 inches, making 9 inches. Although I later increased to 10 inches for a wider arm opening. Next, slash the folded part of the fabric here so you have 2 wide rectangles. Again, we have 3 inches here. This is the arm opening and this is the excess for the butterfly part. I'm not cutting anything out because I folded the exact amount of fabric required. Now, mark half of your shoulder measurement on the 3-inch line. You can add like half an inch or 1 inch to give room to be able to switch up the neckline to look like an off-shoulder, straight or mono strap, like what we have on the thumbnail. For me to know the point I marked when sewing, I pinned it here because of the way the chalk fades off this fabric. But for any other type of fabric, you sure won't have this issue. Now open up the fabric. Note that you are sewing on the right side of the fabric, not the wrong side. Okay, so you can sew like an inch or half where you marked your shoulder. You are sewing on your 3-inch borderline. Do the same thing on the other side of the neckline. Now I'm taking it over to my machine to sew. So this is the stitch here. I used a yellow thread so that you can see it clearly because black blended in too much. Now mark your arm opening down. Remember to mark from the 3 inches, please. I forgot and marked from the top and it made my arm opening a little tight. Not too tight, but just a little tighter than I wanted. So from the arm opening point, mark how wide you want the butterfly part to be. Remember that mine is 5 inches. So I'll mark that to the hem. When you finish, just sew straight down to the hem. Repeat the same thing on the other side. Remember to finish all the raw edges, including the hem, neckline, and sides. It wasn't necessary for me because I know that the mesh won't fray. I have other beginner-friendly kaftans and boo-boo tutorials on my channel. Click here and here to check them out. Like, Subscribe and comment if you'd like to see more videos that will get you sewing fantastically.